YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with college football week 9 picks, picking top games every single week. We also have college football power rankings, NFL power rankings, NFL predictions for games as well. Plenty of action here at the Goat House. And we're trying to get to that 40K subscriber goal, so please help us out by subbing to the channel. Much appreciate that. Click the like button. Check us out on Twitter. Patreon link in the description. We got updated mock drafts and NFL content predictions on there, so check it out. But before going on the games, take a look at the leaderboard. Same old guy, Rock Bama at the top with the 6-point lead. Very impressive. I mean, a lot of us may have to pick LSU in the upcoming LSU-Alabama game in a couple weeks just to try to get one on him because I think we're pretty sure he's going to take Bama. We'll see, though. But this week, quite a few good games. We'll go down and pick all the games, and we'll reorder the confidence. Here we'll take a look at some of the lines of the games after we go through this. Oklahoma and Kansas State, right off the bat, I'll take Oklahoma. Kansas State, not a bad football team, but they won't be able to keep up with Oklahoma. Definitely won't be able to keep up. Pretty obvious one there. Wisconsin, Ohio State was expecting this to be an undefeated versus undefeated battle. Absolute wild upset. Illinois over Wisconsin changes that. I got Ohio State, even if Wisconsin was undefeated. You know, Ohio State is much better than them on offense, and that is the difference in college football. Defense, you can argue Wisconsin better, maybe a little more of a lockdown defense, while Ohio State is more of the playmaking defense, in my opinion, even though Wisconsin's come up with some clutch turnovers. Ohio State's just got too much, and they're at home here. That's the best team in the Big Ten, and it's really not that close, in my opinion. Ohio State wins. Virginia and Louisville should be a good game. Man, who am I picking for that one? Virginia, man, it just depends on which Virginia shows up. They kind of gave Notre Dame, both these teams actually gave Notre Dame somewhat of a battle early on in the games. It just depends on which of these teams show. Virginia going against Miami, I mean, that kind of surprised me. They're only able to put up 9 points. It's going to be a shootout. Man, I'm going to go at Louisville. I think Louisville just the difference is the offense here. They can score. They can score as a new and improved Louisville team. I'm going to take them. Penn State and Michigan State, I'll take Penn State. Michigan State team, not a big fan of this team. It's not there yet. Penn State is improving every single week. They are battling Ohio State for the top Big Ten team, but I do think Ohio State's the best Big Ten team. Texas and TCU, disappointing TCU. I think they should be better than where they're at. That's for sure. Texas had a scare against Kansas. They play like that, then TCU can possibly upset them. I don't think so though. I'm gonna take the Longhorns in this one. Auburn and LSU could be a good one. You got number 9 versus number 2. It's good because LSU, they have been winning because of offense. They've had maybe the best offense in the country, probably the best offense in the country this year. Joe Burrow is your Heisman favorite right now, playing out of his mind. The play calling is great, but now you're playing you got a true test against a true good defense. But I just don't think Auburn has enough offense, and the defense will maybe phase them a little bit, but LSU's just too good, especially at home here. I'm taking LSU. And that's the tough part about Auburn being in the SEC. You play Florida, you play LSU, and you just got more tough opponents every week. Central Florida and Temple, that should be a good game. Temple was getting hot. Unfortunate loss for them this past week. Central Florida's had their ups and downs. I'm gonna take Central Florida in this one. I like the Knights in that one. Notre Dame and Michigan should be a good one. It being kind of that primetime game in Michigan could be the difference. I just think Notre Dame's the much better team. I really do. I just don't see, I worry about Shea Patterson or, just the pass protection in this game. Notre Dame's the best thing on Notre Dame. Their strength is pass rush. They got a number of guys that they even lost Dalen Hayes for the year, but they got a number of guys that can get after the quarterback. Okwara being the top guy, and I think that is the difference. Notre Dame's offense has struggled at times. Book has struggled at times. He's not going to turn the ball over a bunch of times, but he'll struggle in crucial situations to complete a big pass, downfield mainly, I should say. So that against a good Michigan defense, needs to step up. But I still trust Notre Dame's offense a little more, and the defense. They're equally good defenses in different ways, but the most key thing, the most important thing on defense in the game of football is pass rush, and it's Notre Dame pass rush should be lights out against this Michigan team. I like Notre Dame in that game. Utah State and Air Force should be a good one. I'm gonna take Jordan Love. I need to see him in a step up game this week. Expect a little more from last week. A lot of people picking Air Force. I'm gonna take Utah State. I think Jordan Love has himself a good game here. Washington State and Oregon. Oregon looks like a battle between them and Utah for the best Pac-12 team. But Washington State can score. So Oregon has to. They can't slow the rolling offense, which they do a lot. You got to keep running it up. I think they know that. I think when they get conservative, it's when they get a good lead against a good defensive team, and they know Washington State's all offense. So I think they'll, continue. Even if they don't, they should be safe, but they need to continue to put points up on the board. Notre Dame and Michigan. What is going to be the score of that game? Oh boy. How do you even predict the score of that? Michigan, man, it should be a defensive game. I think, Michigan did get going at the end of the Penn State game. I'm still going to give them 17. I think they get 17. Notre Dame's defense looks real good at one point, but they'll have these random drives where they'll let teams just easily drive. So I think that could come up once or twice, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to go 21-17. Notre Dame, if it was in Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame would win at a healthy lead, healthy win here, but somewhat close because it's in Michigan, defensive game. And then we'll reorder the confidence here. Right off the bat, I'm going to put that Virginia-Louisville at 1, unless there's any other game I want to throw down there. UCF and Temple will probably go to 2. And Utah State Air Force may have to go down 2. We're going to put that to 3. I like Utah State in that one, though. Oklahoma, Kansas State, Wisconsin, Ohio. I guess we'll put Oklahoma ahead of Ohio State. Penn State, Michigan, we can drop down to here. Texas and TCU will drop down to 5 or 4. Either way with that one. Notre Dame, Michigan. I think Notre Dame has to win this game. I'm pretty confident in that one, but not as confident as I would be in some of these other games. We're gonna put it to 6. We'll put it to 6. I'm pretty confident in Notre Dame, and we'll move. That's what we're gonna do here. Oregon over Washington State. Probably move out one more. LSU over Auburn, Wisconsin. Yeah, we're gonna move that down one more. Yeah, that's what we'll leave it at. That's what we'll leave it. I'm pretty sure everyone just likes to do their own confidence. They don't need my picks for that. We'll submit that. And we'll take a look at some of the other games here for this upcoming week, and usually shows us the line on here. So we'll take a look here for week 9. SMU and Houston. I like SMU in that one. They're feeling it, -13. It'll probably be close. Yeah, that's a good line because I think they'll win probably around 14, what I would guess. Michigan is favored. Kind of surprised by that they're favored. They are home. I'm confident Notre Dame wins the game. I definitely think they have the edge over them. But Michigan's favored by 1.5. That's interesting. Ohio State favored by 14. I think they can win by more than that. Wisconsin just doesn't have it. It's a bad matchup. They just don't have the offense to keep up. Not even close, I don't think. I think Ohio State can win by 3 scores in that one. Oklahoma and Kansas State, 23.5. It's a similar situation to Wisconsin Ohio State. Kansas State it's a solid team. They're just not going to go out and score a whole bunch of points. Oklahoma's going to score a bunch of points no matter who they play. So I just don't think they'll be able to keep up at all. Iowa Northwestern. Oh man, I was going to say Iowa should win by more than that, but do they have enough offense? 10.5, that's tough. It's right at that spot. If it's 10, you feel way more confident. Appalachian State should have another win against South Alabama. LSU, Auburn. LSU -12.5. I think LSU can win by 2 touchdowns. Penn State -6. Yeah, the only thing that scares me is at Michigan State. But, I mean, there's really no reason why Penn State should win by at least 10 points. Texas TCU, no line. Minnesota -16. Don't know what happened to Maryland. They look really good in the beginning of the year. They just have been struggling. Minnesota's on fire. Don't know. Yeah, they could win by plus more than 16. Iowa State, Oklahoma State. That should be a good game. Yeah, it's definitely not one I should touch. I'd take Iowa State in that game. Bama without Tua over Arkansas. I'm surprised it's that much without Tua, but I'm surprised it's that much. They're definitely the better team still, but man, I am surprised by 32.5. And they're definitely going to win the game, no problem still, but it's a lot of points. Clemson, Boston College, 34. It's another tough one. Arizona State, UCLA. UCLA is not a bad 2-5 team. That sounds funny, but I mean, they can score. So that's actually, you got an all-offense Pac-12 team versus Arizona State, which is a defensive team that can show up on offense. I think Arizona State will cover that just because, the only time they struggle is when they struggle to put up points, but they will not struggle to put up points against UCLA. Cal and Utah, two defensive Pac-12 teams, Utah being at home. Definitely the difference. I don't know if they win by 19, though. Surprising loss, California to Oregon State last week. Oregon 14. Yeah, I think they win around 14 to 17 points there. But they can't get conservative. I mean, we've seen it happen before. Washington State can score. But Oregon's a much more talented team. But that's going to do it for our picks. We're back every single week with this. Power rankings for college football this week already up. We got the NFL Sunday recap from Week 7 up. And then tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 22nd, a bunch of NFL videos, including NFL Power Rankings and straight-up picks with the Goat House members for this upcoming Week 8 in the NFL. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye.